Hello everybody, and welcome back to 5 Minute Crypto, the channel where we cover the most important crypto news in just 5 minutes, back again with another crypto update without ads. Having said that, we just got word from this supposed Tesla insider over on Reddit, and he claimed, or at least confessed now, that his earlier leaked whistleblower information was actually a prank. He is a German guy who goes by the name of, I don't even remember, Hendrik or something like that, and he has now said that he was on acid at the time of writing this post. He is just a 24-year-old political science student, and it was because his whistleblowing insider info went around the whole freaking news, everywhere. And he also said that he thinks it's really crazy that it did. It's kind of cool and kind of scary that it did so, but it was basically just very obvious that Elon Musk was eventually going to be buying Bitcoin. Then Curve Finance is coming to Equilibrium's Polkadot parachain. Now, I've actually been very bullish on Polkadot, as most of you guys know, and funny enough, I have actually gotten myself some Curve as well, if you were wondering about it, mostly because I think these are some of the cryptos in the DeFi realm that actually may keep expanding. Equilibrium, a Polkadot-based DeFi project previously known for its EOS presence, is partnering with Curve Finance to bring the latter's automated market maker platform, Curve, to the Polkadot ecosystem, according to an announcement issued on Monday. The plan involves integrating a substrate-based version of Curves on Equilibrium's Polkadot parachain and is supported by the Web3 Foundation's Open Grant program. Then US dollar drops to 2-week low, Bitcoin eyes $50,000. ARK's Kathy Wood explains how Bitcoin could increase by $400,000. And ARK is the only company, they said in one of the articles, that has actually gotten a Bitcoin ETF. It's not an official ETF. It said that they're the only one investing in a Bitcoin ETF, something like that. I don't actually know what the article was about too much because I thought, a Bitcoin ETF is not yet a thing, but apparently it was a pretty big deal. However, we have been expecting institutions to start moving into Bitcoin and other crypto assets, but primarily Bitcoin. According to ARK's big ideas for 2021, if all S&P 500 companies were to allocate 1% of their cash into Bitcoin, its price would increase by approximately $40,000. If those companies move 10% of their cash to Bitcoin, ARK sees the crypto climbing by $400,000, depending again on what the S&P 500 companies would all decide to do following Tesla. Now, funny that they said that, right? Because I had an article open here and I guess it's kind of gone. But the one was talking about what would happen basically if Apple were to also decide to go for it. But here we go. Buy a car with Bitcoin. Some car dealers have been years ahead of Tesla. It appeals to young buyers, but the volatility can leave a dealer freaked out. I personally would not go for buying a car with cryptocurrency, as I think most of the time you'll actually be bummed out that you did. On a different end, if you got yourself, let's say, $1 million in crypto, you want to buy a $50,000 car after you've been holding for 5 years, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, as it's basically the same as taking profit, only I think it might be better to just cash out your crypto into fiat and then buy a car with fiat, because you're not going to have in your head that you just paid, for example, of 1 Bitcoin for a car that in the future is going to be worth $400,000, while you paid, let's say, or you got $40,000 for it, for example. Then it's on the subject, I guess, it's also not like Tesla's the first to accept it, but I've always been against it, really. It is almost irresponsible of companies not to include Bitcoin, is what this article was about. I'm definitely going to say that that's not the truth, as a way to have a prestige of things that you should use your cash with. I'm all for it. I think it's almost irresponsible not to include Bitcoin. I just want to quickly ignore that, as I do not think it's irresponsible. There's a huge amount of good reasons why one would not want to include crypto. For example, the safety or the mistake possibilities, basically, all of those are a lot higher. It could also be that the company does not want to involve themselves with crypto just because they do not want to care for all the hassles, or because they do not like the tax system that's in place for it. There's a lot of reasons why it's not irresponsible. It could be very irresponsible for their customers to not include it. In a different sense, right now, it's definitely not that hard to use just fiat still. And yeah, you can always just use your crypto, cash out quickly, and then put it to fiat. So I'm not really sure about that. The only thing I sometimes think about is what happens if you invest in crypto and then you purchase something with the crypto. And so you're having a transaction, but it's basically a purchase. what then happens to capital gains tax? That's something you guys can let me know in the comment section down below. Moving on, Elon Musk at the wheel, Bitcoin hits 95 on the 100. Extreme fear to extreme greed index. Again, people are really fearful and greedy, as we've already discovered before. It's going crazy right now because there's a lot of parties who are entering the space, but also a lot of parties who just are making it a lot more fearful as, well, when is it going to end? When is the enthusiasm going to stop? And UN experts point finger at North Korea for 281 million cyber theft. KuCoin likely victim. Again, I still do not have the official answers to what exactly is going on with all these hacks and whatnot, especially considering North Korea. Some have said the North Korean team is just hacking all over the world to take money into their economy. In a different sense, I feel as if they do not really have to do that. They could just literally falsify all their documents in some way and just get more money out of it that way if they really wanted to, right? Or they could just claim some other stuff. Why would they hack US exchanges or just other exchanges like that? I'm not too sure exactly how that is happening. It's actually not a US exchange. Wait, it says here, this must be the KuCoin hack, said Frank van Weert, an analyst with Whale Alert, an Amsterdam-based group which tracks large crypto movements across the internet. I actually did not know that this was an Amsterdam-based group. That's pretty funny. Maybe I should look them up one day, huh? I should just maybe it's like, these are my neighbors. That would be pretty funny. But that was it for today. It was already 6 minutes, so I'm a little bit sorry for that. I had 2 more articles, but we'll cover that in another one. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys again in another one.